I think it's normal, isn't it, that you want to have more money for everything that's going on, all the money that, all the kind of rise of the inflation and everything else. So it's only normal that the staff is kind of demanding a little bit more money at the moment. But obviously, as an owner, you're seeing the rise of the costs, and then you're looking at kind of engaging the staff because recruitment is so difficult. So where do you stop? Where do you look at? It's such a very, very fine line into the engagement of your staff member and the kind of disengagement because you can't afford necessarily to increase your prices or increase the budget. Yeah.
I think that for me it's about looking at ways of the bonus schemes or the commission structure in order, so you can't necessarily put the solid hourly rate up or the salary, but looking at ways in which you can do it by targeting them. So if they're achieving more money, then can we bonus them on that so that they've got a goal, and by that point that if they're making this amount of money, then you can afford to give them this amount of bonus or this amount of commission on that. So it's about saying to them, I understand that. Obviously, as a business, we're in the same position, so we need to look at a way of how you can achieve more money, but how, if the business can bring more money in, and looking at ways in which you can, bonus them maybe either on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis or whatever way you need to look at it, but increasing their money in that way. But they need to hit certain targets in order to be able to give them more money.
I mean, I'm thinking about that, but you never wanted to talk money with your staff though, really, isn't it? So it's a little bit difficult when you kind of think, but what target am I going to achieve?
Yeah. It is another one of those subjects that's, do I or don't I? Can the business afford it? And it's one of those ones that's a really difficult one, but I think maybe it's a change of mindset in the current climate that, of course, it's easier said than done.
I mean, there's that fear, isn't it? If you talk about exactly how much they need to do, etc. And I understand you were not the only one. There's a few clients that we have who do not want to talk about financial because they're worried that they're going to know, as soon as they're going to realize we're making that much money, they're going to think, we can afford everything. So there's that kind of salon owner who's very, very scared of being clear about the money that comes in, and there's a salon owner that is definitely sharing the kind of financials, not being afraid of sharing even the cost of everything, etc. So the team is aware. I don't honestly think there's a right or a wrong way of dealing with that, but in which case you can do your bonus around KPIs, so key KPIs that the retail sales, for example, or units, or you could do rebookings, you could do all sorts of things to keep that growth and generate more money.
Upsells are always a good one as well.
Upselling is really good, but ultimately what we find lately anyway is that the team is demanding more money but not necessarily doing more for that money. So even if you put those targets in place, they're just very cozy, aren't they? They've just got the client column and it's okay, you bring me the business and I'll do the cut or I'll do the treatment. So why do I just want more money to survive, etc. So I get that, I understand that. So as a salon owner, to me, it's going back to the leadership and the plan that you have per individual to really get them engaged into the business, because if you don't have that engagement, you can put whatever target, KPIs or target, doesn't really matter.
And I mean, I suppose as well, it's the reasoning behind having an increase as well isn't just about the cost of living. It's, what as a member of the team, if you want an increase, why is it what are you doing in order to factor in that increase? Is there an element of that as well? Are you having those discussions? So what more are they bringing to the table to make that increase relevant or okay for you to take on board? But and
it's looking at the diary for me, which we've done with a few members where, for example, I'm seeing that more and more, where the senior team member, shall we say, will take on the bigger treatments, whether it's a therapist or as a hairdresser. I was talking to a salon owner who's a hairdresser not long ago, and she was saying that, look, I'm realizing they're doing a root colour that can be done by an apprentice that takes half an hour and actually is cutting their days with all these root colours that can actually be done by the junior staff.
Yeah.
But it's getting the team to buy into it and understanding how much more money they're going to make by welcoming new clients and actually do the cut or the colour that really are the higher ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
But
absolutely.
everything needed to be presented to them in a very concise and precise manner. Otherwise, they felt like they were going to lose out.
Yes, yeah, they're losing hold of those sort of
those clients that perhaps they love doing mani-pedi to that, little old lady that's been coming to them for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to let her go, but really you're stuck doing that, earning 70 quid for an hour and a half. That's another matter. That's another topic of discussion. And really, you could earn, triple that on the higher price point tickets.
Yeah, and the core sales and things like that as well. But also, there's an element I think of reevaluating the rota. So looking at the hours, because it might just not be they need more money. So it might look as though on paper that they're doing a lot of hours, but could they be doing hours where they're bringing in, where the clients that have the bigger treatments or the more profitable treatments are coming in, or can they pick up another couple of hours?
Yeah.
Is it that they could add on an hour to every day, or they just come in that bit earlier? Reevaluating the rota, the opening hours and the rotas, and they may not want to do extra hours to gain more money, but some people might be happy to do that. It might not be that they're coming to you saying, I want a higher hourly rate.
Yeah.
It might be that they're just saying, I need and want more money. So, and especially, again, always going back to recruitment at the moment, if the current team can pick up more hours, then absolutely, that's what we should be looking at as well and seeing, rather than going straight to, okay, do I need to give them a pay rise?
Yeah.
Or is it their skill set? So is there another treatment that they can take on, which you would maybe, you could give the training for, whatever it may be? Is there something else that they can take on that will increase their average hourly rate that they're bringing into the business? And therefore that makes them a more valuable member of the team in terms of money, and therefore they could then generate or be paid more money because they're doing that.
I mean, sometimes I feel when I talk to salon owners, and there was one in particular a couple of weeks ago, instantly there was a barrier. Well, my therapist who's full-time, she's got only, a full-time therapist and a part-time therapist. She just wants more money and, it's ridiculous, I can't afford it. And she put those barriers up and really you're asking more and I keep giving more, but actually I can't. And it's like, when you looked at it, it was literally 150 quid extra a month, which in a big scheme of things, it's okay. I know it's an extra cost, I know that generates, but if you kind of review that every 3 months, and you kind of review, okay, look, we can do that, it's only 150 quid, however, I'd like us to discuss this and that and how you're going to cover that 150 quid. Rather than instantly having this barrier of a no and this staff against me. We understand why they want more money. They too have budgets and everything else at home to deal with, isn't it? But it's being open to those conversations without closing your mind to it.
And I do think that's a natural reaction as an owner, especially when you're up against it and your costs are rising and you've got bigger bills to pay as well, and then you've got the staff wanting more money. It is a natural reaction, but it is understanding that they're not asking for it for no reason, or to cause you problems, or they're just thinking of their current situation. And right now, I mean, of course everyone loves more money. The more money you can be paid for doing what you love to do, the better. But it's just sort of being able to talk through them with it and understanding, how you can achieve paying them more money, or is there something that they need to do? So look, I'm happy to put you up to this in 2 months' time, but I need you to be doing this.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that there's nothing, if you do increase the hourly rate, then you're kind of stuck to that hourly rate. You can't necessarily bring it down. But if you do increase the way the commission works, and I know you always say you need to do a webinar on commission, but there's 3 million ways of working out a commission, and there are so many amazing ways that work for one team and perhaps it doesn't work for another team.
Yeah.
So it does, that's why I love that one-to-one approach of, you know, digging down into the business and the budget to understand, is the commission working?
Yeah.
Is the profitability of the staff where they should be? Because ultimately, if they're not generating 4.5 times their salary, it can be a cost to you. So are you actually carrying too many staff and not giving a chance to the other staff to bring in more money?
Yeah.
Because you've got a couple of people that you actually are not profitable for your business.
Yeah.
But all that is analysed, because you can't expect a junior staff member to do 3.5 times their salary and a higher, you know, kind of level staff member to not generate that. So you've got to analyse it, to me, in fine tooth comb. But if you do look at more commission based and also anything to do with bonuses, then ultimately you can review that every quarter.
Exactly. You're not stuck to that amount. Yeah.
And it becomes a lot more empowering and encouraging.
Yeah.
With the right frame of mind, as far as the staff is concerned.
Yeah. And also, I think, you know, we've been chatting lately, haven't we, to a few people that have less members of staff, and they seem to somehow be generating more money as well. And I think it's just the change sometimes, and then what they're getting given to do. There's so many different elements to how, you know, it's just not stuck on that team member does that's their limit, because you know, you can reevaluate that and what they're doing. But also it comes back to as well, you know, it's not always about you have to put your prices up every time, but it's reevaluating what you're doing, what treatments make the money. And we've had one of our clients recently actually look at her price list and rejig it into levels, didn't she, with her skin treatments. And I loved that concept of how she was doing that, and really refining the treatment list and looking at, you know, where increases can happen without actually really an increase, but sort of putting a twist on the, you know, on the treatment list as such.
But equally, it's brilliant, because we also had a client who ultimately looked at the treatment menu and looked at the target, and I was saying to her, look, you've got some of the staff members that actually are generating a lot of money, but they've got the same target they had 2 years ago, because you don't want to disturb the team. They're smashing that target. What's the point of giving them a £50 per hour target when they're achieving at least 80 quid? So you've got to revisit every year so it makes sense, and you're engaging that staff member, and they have more opportunity for that win-win situation where they can earn more money as they grow, isn't it? But it's such an analyse, and that's why as an owner you've just got to take that time. So all you have to do now is press the subscribe button and join us every week for an Inside Chat.
And if you have any burning questions that we haven't yet answered, then just pop in the comments below or send us an email and we can include them in one of our weekly chats.
And also we have started this amazing community of like-minded salon owners to join us on a monthly basis with our Inside Chat subscription.
On that chat as well, you'll also get access to lots of free downloads and content that can really support you in your business.
And thank you so much for listening.
And we'll see you next time.